Good morning, guys. Miguel Cortez, short video here. I hope everybody's doing well. This morning I wanted to take a moment to tell you or to advise a lot of these new kids or new entrepreneurs that willing to do this kind of work. As you can see today, I'm weed eating. There's my trimmer right there. And I gotta tell you, it's been over 15 or 16 years that I have not been done this nature work since I started my business. I started out as with push mower and a weed eater. Actually, my first machine was a weed eater, Husqvarna 225R with the bike handles. I used to trim fence line in the evenings or on the weekends. Really tough work in the summer. You get poison ivy and it's no fun, but I enjoyed it. So it's been about 16 years or so that I haven't been able, not been able, but today was an occasion where I had to do it. I didn't have a choice, and I really enjoy doing this because it reminds me how I started the whole thing. As I said, if you want to thinking about doing this nature of business, you got to stick around with me so I can tell you. I'm going to try to be as fast as I could so that I don't take much of your time. But as I said, when I started it, I started with the weed eater, trimming fence lines. Then I went over to buy a push mower to do a job that would normally take me a full day, 8-hour job with push mower and weed eater. My lovely wife, on occasions, she will come in and help me out doing the push mower. And one job, and then on that same job, I upgrade to a rider mower, a little tractor that I brought in, and that cut back to about 5 or 6 hours on that job. It was a little hills and not very flat job, but then a few months later, I still kept my full-time job. A few months later, I went ahead and bought a walk behind, which that cut back to 3.5 hours, and that made a big difference. And I'm talking about 1993 or 94. Then I put this little tire in the back of the walk behind, which they call it a sulky or belky, and I manufactured that one because we didn't have Google at that time or Amazon, or maybe did, but I didn't know about it. So I ended up fabricating one of those, and that really speed up. I didn't have to walk anymore behind. So the next upgrade on the same job, I went ahead and bought a zero turn. My first zero turn was a Toro, and that cut back the job to 2 hours. So if you can tell, how efficient the equipment could be, it makes a big difference. Quality work you're going to deliver, and the amount of work you're going to put down to get that job done right. So now we have a fleet of 14 or so really super nice zero turns, Scav Turf Tigers that we bulletproof every time we buy them new from the manufacturers. We put a word to them to do these adjustments and modifications to have a much better, many more hours out of it in good conditions, and you don't have to put so much money down to repairs and replacing belts and all that stuff, blades. So what we do a bulletproof on those, and we actually started just selling those to the market. So if you're interested and know about this, let us know. We can hook you up with a really super nice machine that is not going to give you much trouble. So the other thing I wanted to tell you is for all those who wants to be in this business, it's not the easiest business in the world. I got to tell you, it's really, really hard. Not trying to scare you up. if you like this, then you're gonna love it. But you're gonna fight with number one, nature, weather. You're gonna fight with weather, because if you already have, say that you're doing this on a weekend, on a Saturday, and a rain Saturday, so you are going to be forced to do it on Sundays, or find a way to do it during the week. That's the bottom line. You can't skip a week, or maybe a week is fine. Sometimes you have no choice because it rains for a couple of days or a whole week. But 2 weeks, they'll just cut you off and find somebody else that'll be more reliable. So in our crews, in occasions we get rained on one day. The next day, all the crews are prepared to go out there and work longer. And on top of that, we send an extra crew to recover the schedule, and that's how it works. And normally you're gonna have to have a backup machine. We do have like 5 or 6 machines back up, in case something happens to the machine, you can't get parts or anything. So we'll fix them. We do all our fix equipment ourselves, so that helps a lot. And the other thing you're going to fight with a lot is going to be finding the right help. You're going to have to find somebody that is going to care for your equipment. It's going to care for your customers. It's going to care for what he's doing. It's going to care to how he's going to leave the job when he leaves the place. Has to inspect the job to look every single detail and aspect of the job to make sure that you're not going to get a call complaining. That's the bottom line. We got to do it right. It takes a little longer. The other thing you're going to fight with is you're going to have to be extremely careful when you're going around HVAC units. That's really important not to get even close to that. If you see grass clippings nearby, just tell the customer that you're not going to cut it, because eventually you're going to end up ruining or putting a damage on the system, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. So that leads us to the second or the whatever next item will be: insurances. Got to make sure you get all your licenses first. You got to go through zoning. You got to go through licensing, and then you got to go through insurances. The first one you're going to have, regardless of whatever, even if you do it on the weekends, I would say get yourself a liability insurance, because you just never know what's going to happen. You burn up that machine or caught on fire, and you burn up the whole house. You end up paying a lot of money, or could be results in a lot of fines to you. So get yourself insurance, get yourself a license, then get your workers' compensation. That's really important to have in case you get something happen to your crew or your men. And it is important to really important is, if you're doing this, it's considered commercial, regardless of whatever other people think. You must have a commercial tags, or at least DBA partial that you use that truck for personal and part business. So you have to declare that, and you must have commercial insurance as well, or you at least tell your insurance company that you be doing jobs in the afternoon, so that if you ever get in trouble, you at least have something in writing that protects you. Otherwise, that they could say, you're doing this commercial and we're not going to cover whatever damage you caused. So get yourself all lined up as best you can. I know. And the other thing, before I forget, is tax. You got to pay taxes. We're in the U.S. We're all subject to taxes, and just get yourself with a good accountant to tell you, tax preparer or whatever, to tell you what is the best way for you to do this. And if you get up a little higher, you consider yourself to get into LLC or corporation, whatever works best for you. So those are the things you might think about if you're thinking to jump in on this nature of business. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to put them down below. I'll answer it when I done my work. I will not stop my weed eater or my mower to answer this question, so I made it clear. All right, and but I do have a little extra time when I get home or when I have extra time to answer any questions. So I'm doing this right now because we can't find any help yet. You know, we're going through a pandemic situation. A lot of people are staying home because they collecting $600 a week, and nothing wrong with that. But I think when they go back to work, they're gonna have a little hard time finding the work because there's a need right now, and I think we're gonna pull from whatever we can to get by to get the job done. But as soon as we settle all the mowing, then we're going back to doing all the nature's work, excavating and whatever we were doing before. So that'll do it for today. Thank you so much.